How you guys doing? This is Michael Lowe. I just want to give a brief update and just a word or a call, a clarion call to action while we're in this season. Some of the excerpts on leadership and calling our brothers and sisters, especially our young African American and teachers of color, to the profession is our go-to text. How to change when things are hard, how to change things when change is hard. Switch by Chip and Dan Heath. Switch. I want us to think about a lot of the information we're getting that's true but useless. True but useless information. We hear about our kids being at home. We hear about poverty. We hear about digital divide. We hear about parents not working. I want us to think about our young people at home. Millions of them at home right now can't wait. They can't wait for us to get it right. They can't wait for us to look at all those true but useless things. I want us to study the bright spots. Study what made or what was one of your most successful lessons, and how did you get that to the masses, to your students? What did you do? I know we're binge watching many of our favorite shows on Netflix and Hulu, but now is the time to really get creative and hone your teaching skills. I want to encourage you, especially our African American men, our Spanish speaking, our Latino men of color that are teaching. Our students are missing us the most at this time. Study the bright spots in education. What I mean by that, there's a chapter in this book about bright spots in Switch. Scientist goes to Vietnam. The problem, he has 6 months to find a solution for why children are dying from malnutrition. People are telling him the water is poor, it's dirty. People are telling him, the people that are there feeding them, they're only eating 2 meals a day. They're poor sanitation, poor hygiene. He goes in and he asks one question: are there any children here who are well fed and are not malnourished? And they say, yeah, there are a few. So he visits the homes of these children and talks to the mothers. The mothers tell him first they feed their children 5 meals a day instead of 2 meals a day. Secondly, they hand feed their children. So they feed them themselves out with their hands. They feed them, put the food in their mouths. Thirdly, they mix, instead of eating just rice and some of the food that they have in the village, they give them crabs and shrimp, and they also give them sweet potatoes with their rice. Those factors led them to find out that those children were getting more vitamized food, not devitamized, but the children were eating well. And they found out through studying those bright spots, they said, you know what, we got the answer. Let's go show all what we found to all the villages. They said, no, let's take these 5 women, let's let them teach the others. And that one thought made the whole village learn how to cook for those children. The mothers that were doing well, they taught the rest of the mothers how they cook meals, how they spread out the meals. 4 meals a day, hand feeding, adding shrimp and crab and sweet potatoes. Do you know in less than 6 months, the mortality rate declined and those children lived, and they taught themselves how to eat nutritiously and how to let their village live, all through studying bright spots. So I want you to think about this. While we're at home, while we're mulling around, some of us, not all, I want to encourage our young men, our brothers and sisters, but especially our African American men, our men of color. How are you going to get the message out to stay into teaching, to craft your skills, to hone your teaching set, and to get better for our marginalized and our minoritized groups at home? Our students are waiting on us. I want to ask us to secure the chalk, which is our educator fellowship. Pick it up. Email me. My name is Michael Lowe. That's Lowe, M-R, at scsk12.org. Lowe, M as in Michael, R as in Rain, at scsk12.org. We can come together and create a platform to teach during this viral season. We partnered with our local television station. I taught a lesson the other day on the U.S. Constitution. We had over 5,000 households watch that lesson in less than 1 hour. So we reached 5,000 young people in 1 hour, 10:30 in the morning. It can be done. I want to teach you how. We need to combine and show the world that we have men that can teach. So millions of our children can't wait. We have to, instead of thinking our way into a new way of acting, let's act our way into a new way of thinking. You have to act. You can't just think about it. You have to act your way into a new way of thinking. All right? All we need is a deep faith in the power of bright spots. What are the bright spots of your educating career, your best lessons? I want you to think about that lesson that touched, and how can you get it out there? Because our young people are waiting. A lot of times we set into analysis paralysis. We just study and we say it can't be done. But I want to encourage you. We have to induct our teachers. We have to retain them. And we have to show the world that they need the brick and the mortar school. Virtual is good. Online is great. But they need a real instructor, real person teaching. What better way to show it than with using men of color, men that look like myself, to touch some of those children in minoritized environments, to see that they can have a mirror and a window. They see a mirror when they look at a person that looks like them, and a window to see what they can be. No excavation is needed of our problems. Stop excavating and saying, this isn't going to work, that ain't going to work. Clone the bright spots, because all that stuff is true but useless. TBU. What is working right now, and what can you do more of it? How can you do more of it? How can you teach more? Again, contact me. We can start together. But I want us to think about, what is the ratio of the time you spend solving problems to the time you spend scaling your successes? What is the time you spend looking at the problems and why you can't, instead of scaling the successes that you've had and honing your skills as an educator and getting those lessons to the people that need it the most? Again, my name is Michael Lowe. I lead in, and I'm blessed to lead in Shelby County Schools. Secure the Chalk is our fellowship. I want to encourage our young people, our young men of color, to stay forward. Don't relax. You know, we posting workout and push-up videos. I'm going to tell you, push up on one of these texts. Let's read. Let's get our skills together. Let's teach. Because after this viral season, the classroom will never be the same. Why wait on it to hit us? Let's land. Let's be the Plymouth Rock and change the way the world looks at education. I'm here. Let's secure the chalk. Let's develop our platform to get the message out to our minoritized and marginalized students. This is Michael Lowe. I'm signing off. You guys have a good one.